lot of what I've discovered with the men who are struggling with having a different experience with women is what I call the YABUTS. And it's the YABUTS that I can't do it because of this. The YABUT, I can't approach women because I'm not smart enough. Or YABUT, I don't have enough job. Or YABUT, it's easy for you, Luke, it's not easy for me. Or the big one is, YABUT, I'm tired of being shot down. And I get it. Because I can talk to women doesn't mean that I have all kinds of success with them when it comes to having them as girlfriends. It's a struggle, and I've had to have my own YABUTS. And what I'm asking for you in this video, and for the time that you're going to be watching, is to actually not focus on your YABUTS. Because what we do with our YABUTS is we put them right in front of us. And we can't see the world because we can't see what we're doing because of the YABUTS. So I'm over here, and our YABUTS get in the way. And what I'm asking you to do in this video is this. Take your YABUT and literally push it over here and just keep it there. I'm not saying get rid of it. I'm not saying it's going to go away. I'm saying I'd like you to focus on me. And the YABUTS are what stop us. And what you focus on is what your outcome's going to be. So if you're thinking that you can't do anything with these women because I don't want to get shot down, or I can't pursue women, or I can't talk to women because it's never worked, then it's never going to work. And I'm just asking you just to put it over here. And what I've done with men, and what I've had a lot of success with men, is I've put their YABUTS way over here. So they still see it. And I'm going to tell you that we all have the YABUTS. And the guys that claim they don't are lying, pure and simple. We all have it. I don't know anyone that doesn't have doubts that they're not going to do it. The distinction between the people that have the people that are successful in life and the ones that are not is how you manage your YABUTS. And that's another tip I'm going to give you today, is that you have to manage your YABUTS. I have my YABUTS. Because I'm able to speak direct to camera does not mean that I don't have confidence issues. I just know what to do with them, and I put them over here. And sometimes they get in my way, and sometimes, very often, they don't. When I'm having a good hair day, they don't get in my way. Every day is a good hair day. So I really want you just to put that over here for the time that we're talking, and understand that I will, in this video, and actually the more videos, if you care to, there's more coming, because this is a whole series, where I will be actually helping you deal with the YABUTS. So what this really, the main content of what this video is about and what we're talking about is really the number one reason, the number one thing that gets in the way of guys having confidence, and I'm calling it the confidence vampires, the stuff that sucks you dry. And those are the things that we have to understand. And so they are the YABUTS, but we have to know that until we get a handle on what these things are, they're going to get in our way. So what is that, you ask? How do we get a handle on the confidence vampires? Perspective, pure and simple. You've got to have a different perspective. And when you have a different perspective, the world is different. When you've got a perspective that's not working for you, that's a different thing altogether. So one of the perspective changes I'm going to offer is talking about how to look at pursuing and attracting women, or going after and dating and meeting women. And the word is seeing it differently. The idea is that we have to kind of not look at it in a way of that we're going to conquer, we're going to overcome. It's really a different way. And if you're able to put on a different perspective, and frankly, this is what I do exceedingly well, is I offer people perspective. This is why people pay me a lot of money to come see me, and this is why I'm offering this, is I want to offer you a different perspective. And it's like literally taking the world and seeing it this way and going, we need to see it this way, or like this. So we're going to see it differently, and that's what I'm going to talk to you about right now. The first thing I just want to cover, and this is one of the things that a YABUT I get from guys, and I've heard especially from some of the younger men, is that, yeah, but Luke, I don't want to have to chase women. And I'm going, that's not the world we live in. We live in a world where it's the guy's job to pursue. And you have to understand that. And yes, women are pursuing men more, but generally that doesn't happen as much. It still is the man's job to pursue the women. And that's the way it is. So disliking that is like saying you don't like the seasons changing. I live in Canada, and there's a lot of winter where I live because I'm in a rather, fairly northern city, and winter comes and we have a lot of it, and hating it is a bit of a fool's errand, and hating the fact that you have to pursue women, guys, you're just not helping yourself because you're not enjoying it. And it can be a lot of fun pursuing women. It could be a lot of fun talking to them and that kind of stuff if you have the right perspective. So if we look at trying to meet women similar to trying to find a new job, that I have found helps in how guys see pursuing women and chasing women and trying to get a girlfriend. So what do I mean by that? Well, when we're looking for a new job or a new position and we're searching the ads and whatnot, there's things that catch our eye. There's certain qualities about those jobs that we want. They're going to be money, they're going to be title, how much holiday time you have, if there's benefits, what hours you work-life balance, all that kind of stuff. And we see it and we go, wow, that's what I want. A company specifically, you may want to work for a particular company and go, wow, that's what I really want because there's good advancement and there's lots of ways going forward. And so we go after it, and we will put a resume together and we'll sharpen our interview skills because we want that job. But seldom, and I hope you guys don't do this, seldom do we just go for one job and say, yeah, I'm not going to look for anything else. And that's how we actually have to look at trying to find a girlfriend and trying to have a different experience with women. And that is, the more you put your eggs in one basket, the more you're going to be disappointed. So what we really need to look at when it comes to seeing women is really a numbers game. And dating women is a numbers game. Then you have to meet a lot of women. So another tip I'm going to give you, in addition to the ones I've already given you, and the last one is about that it's your job to pursue, is you have to go out, you have to put yourself out there. You have to actually be around where women are. It's a numbers game. You have to meet a lot of women if you want to meet one that's going to have someone that's going to be in your life. And I'm talking more than just online dating, which is not great. I'm talking more than going to bars. I'm talking about finding other places where women are and getting out there. And yes, this is work. Yes, you have to put yourself out there. You wouldn't be watching this video if you've been having the type of experience that you want with women. I know a lot of guys are not watching it because they have girlfriends and they have no problems finding girlfriends. So finding women is like finding a job. You look at many different places, many different jobs, and then you go forward. Another perspective I want to offer to you is that of the best friend perspective when it comes to finding a girlfriend. And I'm not talking about that your girlfriend should be your best friend. And I think there's a lot of truth to that, but I'm not saying that. What I'm talking about is that the best friends that you have in your life right now, the guys that you consider are your buddies and the ones that are there for you, when you met them, whenever that was in school or in university or at a job or on a sports team, when you met those guys, you didn't enter into that friendship thinking that they're going to be your best friend. And if you had, that's different. But we have our best friends in our life because of over time, and we've had a lot of male friends. We've had a lot of men in our life and guys who have become our best friends. And that's how you need to actually look at finding a girlfriend. Is not that this one's going to do it for you and she's going to be your girlfriend. It's a numbers game. And eventually you find one that works if you are out there pursuing, because it's your job. to pursue. So understand that you have to get out there, you have to look. You don't find your best friend through one-off, that's your first guy. And another thing that gets in the way and that are the vampires of confidence is our expectations. And when we have unrealistic expectations about meeting women. So what I mean by that is if you are going out in the evening to meet a girl and you want to actually get laid or you want to get a phone number, and if that's what you're leading with as you go out throughout the night, you're going to have, it's going to be problematic because you're setting yourself up for failures. I stopped going out to bars when I was 30 because I was tired of setting myself up for failure. And what I mean by that is that I would want to either pick up a girl when I was single, get a phone number, or one of those two things. And if that didn't happen at the end of the night, then I would just basically feel like shit. I felt like, oh, I failed and I hadn't done it and I should have been able to do this and I spent all the time and money and it didn't work out. The thing that made it worse is that the times I did manage to pick up a girl, which was very seldom, like I'm not talking it happened that often, generally the next morning it'd be like, oh my God, it's like coyote syndrome. You want to chew off your arm so you can get away. So it wasn't working either way because I had unrealistic expectations. And what I started doing was I stopped going to bars. And I went to bars only with the intention of spending time with friends or listening to music. And I would get my social needs met other ways. And so if you change your expectations of what you're going to, what a good night is, what a successful night is, and if a successful night is a phone number, getting laid, and then not being happy with who you took home, or maybe you are and it doesn't matter, but if you don't meet those expectations, then how do you feel about yourself the next day? And you really need to look at that. So further to expectations, I want you to actually do something after you watch this video. And I would ask you to get a pen and a piece of paper and write these two questions down. And the questions are this.